Good morning everyone, welcome to a new week and a new vlog. I hope you're all having a great start to the week. Yeah, let's kick into it. Good morning everyone, welcome to a new week, a new vlog, a new start, everything. So today is Tuesday, it's Tuesday morning. I'm actually about to start work, but I thought I'd just intro this week's vlog before I do, otherwise it's going to get away from me and it'll be the end of the week all of a sudden. But yeah, we've got a really busy start to the week. Yesterday was a really big day with work. I'm just sort of catching up after last week. And then today, I've got a really big day as well. I've got a couple of client calls, a few really big client calls that are going to be a little bit mind intensive. Plus I'm starting to get sick, so that's not the best timing, but we will just push through for today. Then tomorrow we've got some more meetings. I think they're mostly internal. I haven't even looked ahead at what I've got tomorrow, but that's fine because it's just the next 2 days of meetings. And then Thursday I finally have a meeting free day where I will just catch up on all things work because I've actually got a short week this week. Thursday night we're also staying in Brisbane because we're flying to Sydney again this weekend for Blake's brother's birthday. Which has kind of become a bit of an annual trip now where we go to a different football game. It's usually like this weekend, roughly the third weekend of August every year, because it's around his birthday. And we go to a different football stadium around Sydney and see two teams play. Last year we went to Leichhardt and saw the Tigers play because they are my partner's ride or die team. And then this year we're actually going to, I think it's Manly, to see the Sea Eagles versus the Dolphins, and the Dolphins is my team, so I'm very excited for that. And then we're actually currently looking at potentially extending the trip by one night for us too, because he now has work down in Sydney on Monday, so we're going to stay an extra night and then I'm going to come home early Monday morning and he's going to do his day. I will drive back to Toowoomba with Max and then we'll pick Max up from Blake's mum, who's looking after him while we're away for us, so that she can go to work and all of that, and we can get home and then I can work, and then yeah, Blake will just come home Monday night or Tuesday depending on what flight he ends up booking. Yeah, so I kind of skipped ahead. We're actually staying down in Brisbane on Thursday night because we've got a really early flight on Friday to make the most of the entire weekend down there. So we're staying with Blake's mum, who's actually going to be looking after Max for us while we're away, but it's also meant because I'm in Brisbane, I'm making the most of it and I'm going to see my hairdresser to get my extensions fixed. It's definitely time for them just to get moved up. They've grown out quite a lot. They're getting a bit annoying. So I'm going to get them moved back up and then potentially look at booking in a hair colour for a couple of months. But the problem is now that we live in Toowoomba, I actually just don't know. I need to stop driving down to Brisbane so much, and after kind of August, early September, a lot of our events in Brisbane kind of wrap up. So I'm hoping to actually find a hairdresser up here as well so that I can just get my hair done up here, but then also when I go to Brisbane have somewhere to go that is my hairdresser. But I can't keep driving back to Brisbane every time I need to get my hair done. Max also got a haircut yesterday. He is just sitting by my feet, but he looks hilarious. I'll have to show you. Because we've moved, I don't really know what's causing it because he didn't really get it this bad before, but he had like a heap of matted bits behind the back of his head and it was obviously starting to affect him. Like he was getting very itchy and whatnot, so I took him to the vets hoping it wasn't an ear infection and it was just the matted bits. The problem was because we had moved, our usual groomer we weren't going to, and it was easy to get an appointment there because we were regular and it would just kind of work out. I'd book it in advance for when I'd be at book club, but Max hasn't come down for book club. Well, he came down the last time but he wasn't due for it, and then it's kind of been a bit too long and I wasn't able to get him in this time or next time, and it's getting a bit far. Anyway, so I've been trying to find a groomer up here in Toowoomba, but they've all been incredibly hard to get into. So we went to the vets, and just works out that the office manager also does grooming. So all he needed was literally just to get a proper groom, the amount of bits cut out, and then he's been fine ever since. But because of where it is, they've kept him long because they thought they'd be able to brush them out. But they obviously couldn't, because they have basically shaved his face, his head. He's got a little moustache now. And then from like back here, he's got 2 patches where I've just clipped out matted bits previously. So he's kind of got like a little T, and then it's just fluff behind that. So he looks quite crazy and funny at the moment, but I have now finally gotten in with one of the groomers up here in Toowoomba for the 18th of September, because I figured he's just gotten a groom, it's about a month away, and then that way he can get his full summer clip. So he'll be fully shaved, clipped short, ready for summer by then, because it should hopefully start getting warmer, plus it'll be the flower festival around then. So that's for me a bit of a sign that yes, it's supposed to get warmer here when the flower festival is on. Look at you. Hello. Your little fluffy cheeks. Your little fluffy cheeks. He's got his puffer on because he was really cold, but you can kind of see there. It's all fluffy. It's all fluffy, and then he's shaved with his little fluffy cheeks. He's so cute. Yes, you are.